Northeast. It's Game 5 of the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports. This time I am back with Jay, and he is ready to bring on to its next challenging to make the prediction, going back in for another game. That is right. This is Game 5, and we only have a couple teams who are stuck in beyond the arc with Game 5 of this series matchup. The Bucks and the Pacers are ready to face things on, and as of now, they are heading back to Indianapolis for Game 5 at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. My next color commentary supporters, I have one of our big takes in, as for one of our big of a moment. Tyler Beast is back, and he's also along with the others, along with Pyramidi, and the third commentary of the crew to get right on toward it is Ali LaForce. She'll be standing by with our replacement here before David Aldrich on the other side of it. And now let's get in toward the final of the part of the game of the Pacers and the Bucks. If necessary, we'll get to game number 6 to keep the games going. Now, let's enjoy this one. Pacers, Bucks, next on 2K Sports. And we have that follow. Tyrese Maxey, and we are ready to go. Pacers and Bucks are next. Hey guys, it's Tyler Beast, and I'm here with my broadcast partner with Pyramidi. And Ali LaForce is standing by, joining us on the center court. This is it. The last one that wins this game will be moving on. At this point, it is a 2-1 lead series. There's 2 more games to go for the Pacers against the Bucks. Now they're back at Indianapolis, and they're looking for herself if they can make a win in game number 5. That's right. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Pascal Siakam are the only ones with the match. I'm about to be seeing things, what's going on, because this might be the next one. I'm very hoping that Brook Lopez and Michael Sergio are definitely one of the better guards here. So let's make anything happen. And I think this bet will be the Pacers for the win. Let's hope for it. Alright, I think that's going to be my fair option. Pacer it is. So we start things off here on the court. Giannis Antetokounmpo on Pascal Siakam. Then we have his Nembhard as he's on Kyle Kuzma. Turner against Brook Lopez. And then Neesmith, he'll be on Tyrese Prince, and then across here is Tyrese Halliburton against Damian Lillard. Here's Halliburton, he'll start that off to now finding Siakam. Looks off to Nembhard. Nembhard swings to Siakam. Here's Siakam for the drive around Antetokounmpo. That one gets a first miss here for the Pacers. Now Giannis Antetokounmpo is right toward away. Pushes him out. Antetokounmpo with a drive. He'll get his first bucket in. This big drive is not turning to be like an easy straight. This one is really going to get that one out of the way. Nembhard finds again to Siakam. Siakam gives again to Halliburton. Here's Halliburton for the finish drive, and he's fouled. That'll be the first foul on Milwaukee. Damian Lillard, his first personal foul. Give that one a good Tyrese Halliburton, maybe right into the wing. This one doesn't make the finish drive. I think he's really trying to get all into it. You see what happens with Tyrese Halliburton. It's really going to get somebody up right away. I'm not really entirely sure how this will make a good cut work, but make it easy. Tyrese Halliburton is giving all of it on his use end to make that one go up and again. Halliburton will knock the first free throw down. And as for Halliburton, he made his way in, and as for now, he made his way to the conference finals 2 times in a row, while one time in the NBA finals is the only one that he is able to finish things off for against the OKC Thunders. When Tyrese Halliburton was making his career, I was saying that he was really on a job start. It wasn't really the easy way that they were trying to do for it. And what they expect now is that Pacers are getting a lot use of a higher skill range. Looks like they wanted to choose that often, and they might have to play it for that one the right way. I really would like to see that Halliburton gets drafted for the Pacers, and they choose that. Well, it might be their second overall draft pick, but they were able to choose it oftenly after the first draft pick by the Wolves. It was not no obsessionary here for by a draft in 2020. This really could be not using the angle, but that really use that one and knock out offensively. Now here's Antetokounmpo after rejection by Brook Lopez. He gets his first block of the game. Antetokounmpo gets a drive right in the middle. Now Halliburton will have it here. He'll swing again to Siakam. Siakam watching carefully. Because right now it's a 3-1 series. If they win again, they'll be able to move on to the next round. Siakam with a drive and a cutting floater type picky motion. Siakam's got his first bucket in for game number 5. Hey, how about Pascal Siakam? I love the flashes on that. That makes it easy enough to have Siakam a better role. Antetokounmpo slamming it through, right into the middle of it with a slam, biggest in the paint. This is no obsession here. How do you able to try to like pace things off if Giannis Antetokounmpo doesn't have any screen on that? That is 2 throwdowns he's putting in. What a great drive presented by AT&T, the 5G slam cam. Off to Nemhard. They give again to Siakam. Siakam over on Antetokounmpo. That one drips it in. And Siakam's got his second. 5:30 remaining in the first quarter of the game as Lillard will have that ball. And it's sent off to Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo with the finish drive. Good take in. Another great cut drive here. He has 8. Perfect for 4 and 4 range in the field goal range. I've seen so great competitions given up and often. Tyrese Halliburton really needs to give that one a communication bid. Give that one a good set. Halliburton off to Desmond for 3. Deep 3, no good. Rebound by Taurean Prince. And Lillard will give it off to Antetokounmpo in again. That will be 5 in a row for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And here's Halliburton the other way. He swings off to Siakam. Siakam over rebounding and then stolen by Damian Lillard. Here's Taurean Prince for the finish drive. Won't get the first bucket in. That's what will be rebounded by Siakam. Now Halliburton watches his drive. He'll wheel it over to Siakam for 2. That will drip in with another 2-pointer for the Pacers. 3 out of 4 for Pascal Siakam since he was drafted with the Toronto Raptors by the start of the 2016 season. Now this time, what I really have to say is now Pascal Siakam is making us finish things up before the 2024 season with the Indiana Pacers. Well, I really have to say what happens to Siakam. And it just happens with most of the game often and they really don't have anyone to give that one a playing option. What Siakam really did was he played against the Pacers, played against the Tyrese Halliburton, and now he's letting him join his team. He really wants to be here, and that's definitely the right choice that he wants to choose for. Let's make that happen. Whenever that Siakam just plays with Tyrese Halliburton, it's the right thing to get that off him. I have a great feeling on the way that he's been joining him on big moments. Halliburton has it over to Naismith. Naismith passes over. Siakam outside. Finds Halliburton for the triple 3. That will get it in. That will take the lead off for 3 for Halliburton. He has 5. That's what the right said now. Halliburton is a great start to put things on. Timeout given by Milwaukee Bucks to stop the play with only 3:16 remaining in the first. David Aldridge is talking in with one of our big performance now as we are looking at it. David Aldridge has talked with Rick Carlson. We really have defended off really hard. Nothing you change up in your mind. You just need to keep your games right on target. Your strength, however, we need to keep things in. It's how the performance is going to get there. Let's make this thing work. It's game 5, fellas. We have to do it the right way. That's what they call it. Yes, sirs. Sometimes, few to dear, Doc Rivers, he's really like having some little hard aggressions to put things in. I know I can understand what that frustration is for Doc Rivers, but it doesn't really change it often, dude. What they don't seem to care for is they don't have a lot of choice. They just need to get this thing back in right time. These substitutions are on the court for the Bucks and the Pacers. As now there's new changes as 5 players are checked out, 5 players checked in. Green, Bobby Porter Jr., Trent Jr., and Portis Jr. are checked in. For the Pacers, 5 players are checked out. As now the replacement will be Walker, Toppin, Moffer, and Halliburton moving over to shooting guard, and TJ McConnell, right to point guard. After a miss by here for a substitution, Montfort's get his first rebound. Oni Toppin. Off over again to Tyrese Halliburton. He swings back to Oni Toppin. Toppin. Over in front, and he makes a slam. Oni Toppin with the first slam down in Game 5.
Look at that. That's what happens with Oni Toppin. He's open right over the hill, and he just had that one slamming.
Porter Jr. 3 for Trent Jr. That's no good. Rebounded by Jabari Walker. That'll be his first rebound. And he'll swing over to Montferrat. And give over it again to McConnell. McConnell gives a swing to Montferrat, and he's over now to Toppin. Sorry, Halliburton. And here's Montferrat. Montferrat. Pass to Walker. Over with the shot. Off the rim and rebounded by Porter Jr. The Bucks trail by 3. 3 for Green. That's no good. Rebounded by McConnell. And he'll have it over again to Toppin. Toppin. Halliburton for 3. Number 2 3-pointer miss here for Halliburton. 1:50 remaining in the first quarter. Porter Jr. will slam it in with his first slam down in the paint. That'll be 5 for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Didn't seem like it was going to happen with that. Indiana's really got to try to find a way to get this one, get out of the zone.
Toppin now finds Halliburton. Halliburton in trouble finding McConnell. Here's Montferrat for the 3. It's good. Outside makes it number 3. That's Montferrat with his first 3-pointer. Porter Jr. finds Lopez. Lopez looking in, finding Trent Jr. Step up for 2. Rolls with the rebound, and that'll be a foul. That's going to be Oni Toppin's first. As we look at Gary Trent Jr., this season, only 11, and the last 3 games was 25.3.
Pointing for percentage was not just what happens with Gary Trent Jr. He really gets showing things often. Just the comfortable shots. He really has to show everything how it does.
First to the free throw line will be Gary Trent Jr. as he has his first free throw to start things off for Porter Jr. And he makes the first free throw in. News change-off coming in for the Pacers. As now Halliburton's checked out. And checking on the court will be Shepard. These makes a second. Here's TJ McConnell. Just about 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. He's off now to Toppin. Toppin. Give the pass back over to McConnell. It's broken up by Porter Jr. First turnover for Indiana. Here's Trent Jr. Makes a 3. That one gets a lead up for Slim for 1. As McConnell will have it back.
Don't make that aggression is what happens with Gary Trent Jr. This needs to give this a change off if they need to do for it. They just have to try to keep that playing outside. Don't lose your focus.
McConnell for the finish. That one gets a good rebound for Lopez as Porter Jr. with a good defense effort. Now Trent Jr. Porter Jr. for 3. That's good. Another 3 for the Bucks. 22-18 is the score. Here's McConnell with 20 seconds remaining in the first. Off to Toppin. Toppin. Toward the middle. Foul. Bucket 1. That'll be Oni Toppin's first of the game as he makes a drive in 1. Down by 2.
This is really what they all expect now. Oni Toppin. It's like a famous to pay it out.
Now as Green is heading into the bench as Rollins rolls into the ball guard position. And 1 free throw coming in for Oni Toppin.
Just need to get a close game afterwards. This is why that the fans really want to say this. They just have to give that close lead a good effort.
And that'll be good for Oni Toppin. 15 seconds in the first quarter. Here's Rollins. Good D on Oni Toppin as he sets it up for Rollins. Try to watch on him. The pass to Brook Lopez and a shot makes it in. And with only 2.5 seconds, with a deep 3 for McConnell, And that's off the rim. That will end the first quarter. 24-21 to score. They're down by 3, but there'll be more when we come back after the break.
Gates lead off. This is a slim change afterwards. Let's hope that this one gets a close, rigid amount of time.
And if you're just tuning us in for the second quarter, we got your live action back at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Close game in the 5th game. It is a 3-point lead for Milwaukee. All right, Pyramidi, I know what you're looking at. We'll see how they did here. What is your take on this?
Well, I was not really sure how this was going to communicate in. Nemhard, Turner, and the rest of the other guys that really are trying to work it off. There's no patience that you're doing this. And whatever how you did, you just cannot try to defend it off at the right timing. They really have to start pushing things off for the inbounding. If nobody's there, just don't get away from this.
And this will be a jump ball between the Bucks and the Pacers.
See what I mean? This is what happens with the jump ball. They really have to get this thing through often. They have to roll it off the right timing.
As Bucks still wins the possession on a jump ball, here's Rollins for the 3, misses it. He's also along with Bobby Porter Jr. Bobby Porter Jr. and it's Porter Jr. Giannis Antetokounmpo to power forward, and Kyle Kuzma into small forward position. Here's the change, now finds it again to Shepard. Shepard loses the ball, rebounded by Porter Jr. Porter Jr. watches it, now finds Rollins. Watching the screen, Porter Jr. Kuzma for 3, that's good. Another 3 for the Bucks as they already have the extension by 6. Kuzma's got his first 3-pointer of the night. Here's Shepard. Toward middle. Rolls in and out. Back to Nemhard. Nemhard watching him. Looking for a screen on Pascal Siakam. And right toward from the back. That's off the rim. Rebound by Siakam. Up it goes. Good. Siakam with 8 points in the game. It's a 27-23 lead for Milwaukee Bucks, down by 5.
Nobody's been standing afterward. Nobody is helping. They just got to cover the zones afterwards. They just need to get it back.
Siakam rolling in. Stolen by Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he's got the ball.
That's almost been played in bad accident.
Oh, Antetokounmpo! Another one for the throwdown on the Bucks. They were surprised afterwards.
This is what I all don't believe. They can't just get off to it. What is going on with the Pacers? What's going on with the Bucks? They're just really wanting to get right to game number 6. I don't trust them.
Rollins calls timeout with only 5:52 remaining in the first half. 29-25 score as they're looking for a chance to win this game. And as the other side of it turned out to be a little slant, and there's not much you can tell about it. By 1-1 for Cavs and Hawks, then 2-1, then 3-1 for the Cavaliers. If they win again in Game 5, they'll be moving on to play against the winning team between the Bucks or Indiana Pacers. And if the Pacers or the Bucks win, they'll play against the winning team between Cavaliers or the Hawks.
I can't wait to see what's going on. I want to see the Pacers again. Roll past to the first round and then move on to the second round. This is all because of the Tyrese Halliburton has been doing. He has to get this one a second chance.
He has 2 of them in the playoffs.
He's got to get anything at the right comfortable scoring track. When nobody's up under pressure, find the ups. This is what they always need to do. Get that time thing right.
A new group on the line here for the Pacers and for the Bucks. On offense and defense, Lillard's back on the court. He'll find Kyle Kuzma. Halliburton watching on him. On the shot for Kuzma, it's good. Another 2-pointer for the Bucks. Siakam rolling it in. Now we'll give to Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton. Right toward the wing. Sets it over to Siakam. Face of 3. Finds Halliburton. Right turn middle with a jump shot. That's no good. Rebounded by Lillard with a rebound. He's off to Kyle Kuzma for the finish. Drive. Good for Kyle Kuzma. That'll be another 2-pointer for the Bucks. Halliburton wants to show it off. In toward the middle. Just stop on the Kumpo and won't get a shot block in there. That's Halliburton's got 7.
He's really like wanted to get to another rejection of the shot. He did like stroke Lopez did, but to be honest, Kumpo's got to get over this right away. And nobody's standing it out, they're not going to get it right away.
Here's a look here at between the Pacers, as right now since the All-Star game between Halliburton and Siakam, there's a little comparison as they've both been playing in for the All-Star games in 2024. Then it was 2025 and they were both joined together. This was not easy, but they choose it often.
Well, they didn't really think about that. I just really say that Antetokounmpo's got a lot higher range and the three-pointer can be a lot challenging. I don't know what they will say now, but they will have to like try to like play it softly once more. But once they don't do this often at the same time, they're not going to get that scoring job. They won't have the right choice if they get it in.
Monfred's got his first 2-pointer. 39-29 is the score. And Prince will slam it down. Now it's his turn to take the throw down.
Oh boy. I mean, what is the defense? You gotta show some respect there. Play some man-to-man scrimmage.
Halliburton watching in. Has it again at that mark. Here's a 3 for Siakam. That one misses off the target. Rebounded by Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo sets the Kuzma, and he will get another throwdown. 39-29 is the score. They're up by 10. Bucks trying to stop on the Pacers, and if they win, they'll head to Game 6. Nembhard swings to Halliburton. Halliburton for the finish. He's fouled. That'll be Damian Lillard, his second personal, and their first team foul for Milwaukee Bucks.
There's no change. They have to just get off to a random start. What they don't really need to do for it, they just cannot play it oftenly. This has the right timing to do for it. And when you don't think about it now, you just don't have the right choice to do it oftenly. You need some time often to give that fast break a shot.
As he'll hit the first free throw, there's some new substitutions coming onto the court. Because now as Kuzma's checked out, and Tyrese Prince is also checked out, Lopez and Trent Jr. are checked in. For the Pacers, 4 players checked out. Monfred, Nesmith, Toppin, and Walker are checked in. Good for the second free throw for Halliburton, he has 9. The Pacers trail by 8. Damian Lillard pass to Trent Jr. Nobody open round. That will miss another 3-pointer for the Bucks. And he's off to Nesmith. Toppin for the triple. That's good. Right in the range for Oni Toppin over Brook Lopez. Now it's a 5-point game. Lillard watching in. Antetokounmpo swings it off. Trent Jr. for 2. That's off the backboard. Rebounded by Nesmith. Off to Oni Toppin. Again to Nesmith. Nesmith for the 3. Halliburton. That's good on the other corner. He has 12 points in the game. Down by 2. Look who's coming back now. Halliburton. Green. Losing the ball. Rebound by Monfred. And here's Halliburton. He'll give it over to Walker this time. Oh, he lost that one. He couldn't get the alley-oop successful. Green slides back. Here's Lillard. Chance for the 2. Bats off again. Rebounded by Walker. About 2:17 remaining in the first half of the game. It's a close one. Monfred to Walker. Walker sends it over to Toppin. Toppin toward middle. He does 2 more. With the Oni Toppin on the drive and the dunk.
Obi Toppin is like on a fire range. He now gets 10. There's no making mistakes afterwards with the throwdown.
Toppin almost going to have that ball steal. Lopez for 3. He'll get it. Timeout given by Indiana. With under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. It will be a 42-39 game. And we have a bunch of crowd going on here. The watch party is in Milwaukee for the Bucks. There's a lot of great reactions to it in the first half. But the second half will be underway, following along with the biggest of the comparison with the points in the range. There may not be anybody that can try to change it off then, but there could be only one that might get it through.
I mean, I would know that. I mean, I would see this like going in, and without anything that it was going to be like close range or not, then we won't have anybody to like try to pick up the race game until this goes for a possible score.
Coming up will be the halftime report, as this will be Ernie Johnson with Kenny the Jet Smith and the fella of Big Shaq, as Shaq O'Neal will be able to see what's going on with the first half. Tight, furious race in Game 5, but will this be a win for the Bucks? Find out later once the halftime comes on after the first half. Down checking in for the Pacers, and as for now, McConnell's checked back on the court. He'll get to finish things off here for the first half before heading to the locker room. Walker, back over to Naismith. Naismith gives again to TJ McConnell. McConnell finds Malverin. Malverin to Obi Toppin. Toppin over on Akumpo. That's good. Toppin's got 12, and Malverin with the assist. On Akumpo against Toppin. Pass to Lillard. Trent over the other way. Green for 3. That's good. A number 3 for the Bucks. They are raising it up high. Up by 4, and now McConnell will have it. Here's another one to Toppin. Toppin. Around Akumpo. This time he got a good defender on him. And on Akumpo right the other way with 1 minute remaining. 3 for Trent Jr. That's good. He is wide open. No defensive effort for the man-on-man defense. This needs some time after. They're not sure what they're doing. This really is going to need some break time. 3 for McConnell. That will be in there. Back to a 4-point possession between the Bucks and the Pacers. Lillard on TJ McConnell. Steps for the 2. Wasn't able to get it in there, and rebounded by Walker. Walker over to Naismith. Naismith finds him out for right on a shot. Good. Back down by 2 with under 30 seconds remaining. 48-46 to score. And over to Lopez. Toward middle. 3 for Trent Jr. That went in, and it just rolled, spun around the rim, and it goes right into the net. 51-46 to score.
They just really have to like pace the ball. I guess they're gonna have to like leave it here.
Watching the time going down. Here's Malverin. Malverin with the 2, and that will miss again. No buzz beater here, but we'll end the first half. 51-46. Stand by for the halftime show, as we'll have to be back shortly. Here's David.
Thanks very much, guys. Torian, what's been the key so far?
Ball movement, score, we got to do defensively. Team showing effort, translating into offense.
That mix has worked really well so far, man. Thanks. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, David.
All right, thank you very much, David. We'll see you back here in Indianapolis for the start of the third quarter after the break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, tremendous first half. Glad to have you back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. A tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. His great performance last game out seemed to carry right over into tonight. And Kenny, what did you think about what we saw from Milwaukee?
Most of the damage they're doing is in the paint. They've made a concerted effort to work the ball inside, create opposite looks. And that could open up the perimeter for them in the second half, with the D worried about the post.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Indiana?
Well, they need to turn the heat up on D. Too often we saw them back on the heels, not dictating the pace. They allow a shooting percentage in the high 50s. Remind me of my free throw percentage, the high 50s. Come on, guys.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
You've been watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And well, we welcome you back here at the Gamebridge Fieldhouse as we're ready to start the third quarter. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been starting it often with a lot of throwdowns and hasn't made any rejections of this game. But more importantly though, he definitely got a great run to start the first half.
Yeah, I've been really seeing things from Giannis Antetokounmpo. But I realize I just really need to see this run by motion. And for Giannis Antetokounmpo, looks like he'll have to try to see if he can get his block going down.
Here are starting groups here, as right now is Halliburton, he's with Nembhard, and then Miles Turner right towards center. Neesmith is with Siakam. And here's Neesmith, he'll send it over to Turner. Turner back steps it over Lopez. That will get his first bucket in for Miles Turner as he's got the board up for two.
It just happens with most of the games. Miles Turner's really like giving all what he does when he's a two center court. Center guard's really the better position.
Sent to Kuzma for three, and good! Another three-pointer for the Bucks. Now be Damian Lillard with the assist. Now here's Nembhard, he'll set it again to Neesmith. Neesmith sets to Nembhard. With the fade shot, up it goes, he does. Passes over to Taurean Prince, and he just has a two-pointer.
Hey, that's a good run. That's a good set. Look at this screenplay. When you know from that to Nembhard, you just have to get the right chance. Otherwise, if you don't do it the right way, that means you're going to get swatted and definitely rejected out of the arrow.
Here's Nembhard right over to the end of Miles Turner. Turner, kick back to Halliburton. Halliburton setting a screen for Pascal Siakam. Here's a chance. Over to Siakam! Right toward middle, and there's the alley-oop successful pass. Tyrese Halliburton with the assist. They're down by two.
Oh, and you just have to keep on going like that. I wouldn't say so now, but that really is going to make it feel like it's like on the right now.
Grant Jr. for three. Never miss for Milwaukee. Turner's chance will be able to put their leads up for one if Halliburton or one of the players makes it in. Now Halliburton will set it across. Does another one. And wide open look for the three. That's good for Siakam. From the outside range, he now has 15 points. Damian Lillard with the ball. Trying to set it in for the two. That one misses. And rebound by Nembhard. Nembhard waiting patiently. Now gets it again to Neesmith. Neesmith. The pass over to find Halliburton. And he gets the bounce pass to Siakam. Over Brook Lopez. Great D here for Milwaukee Bucks as Brook Lopez gets another rebound. Lillard with the spin around. Cut in motion. It's stolen by Nembhard. Here comes Turner. For the finish. The drive makes it in. Miles Turner with 4 points of the game and Nembhard with the assist.
Just to make anything happen, I wouldn't say so no. This would be all day, every day.
Timeout given here for Milwaukee Bucks as they stop the clock at 5:10 remaining.
You know how they said no? That's why the Pacers are really diving in play. All that motionless is turning to be crazy now. I've never seen like this, but the fans really loved it. I think the Pacers are going to definitely survive it and surpass it if they do it for real.
And as for other games that's going to be underway here, we are going to have our first look here for our next part of the games, as we will be seeing the Knicks facing against the Celtics. That game is going to be at TD Garden Arena. That will be the first game, and then for the Western Conference on the other side, well, we only have a couple of them, so if one of the players wins this game, they'll be moving on to the next round. As this win on the other side of it will be the Lakers versus the Clippers, and as the Lakers versus the Warriors, it will be the first ones to start things in. I think the Timberwolves and the Warriors are going to be the first ones to start to have a first look in the second round. So I think we might be taking a look at it pretty quickly.
You know what? I indeed with you. I'm about to be seeing things in. I think that's going to be our first looks in the range for Eastern Conference and Western Conference. Let's hope there is one for plenty.
New subdivisions are on the court for the Milwaukee Bucks as Tyrese Prince will give Trent Jr. and Bobby Portis Jr. is back on the court. Porter Jr. finding again to Rollins. Rollins slides back, passes over to Brent for two. That one will roll it in for another 2-pointer. Bucks are back down by one as Halliburton with the ball. Halliburton. Give again to Siakam. Rolls it over to Halliburton. Burton up. The drive no good. Bobby Portis Jr. with another rebound, finding again to Kyle Kuzma, and passes over to Brent. Oh, and he just couldn't get that shot right away as Naismith grabs a rebound.
I don't think that was no rejection or anything. I thought that was going to be like playing defensive on their effort. Those are the things really think it was going to happen.
They'll try to reset it again to Halliburton. Finding motion here. With a two, Halliburton. That misses again for another 2-point opportunity for him. Trent Jr. watching in. They drive. Cut in motion to Kyle Kuzma, and he's fouled. There will be a foul given by Indiana. That'll be Nembhard's first team foul for Indiana.
Well, now that Kyle Kuzma's already been knocked in, he's going to get his first 2 free throws at the free throw line for the Bucks.
So the Bucks haven't scored anything for the free throws here in the first half, but they will start here for the second half, as right now Kyle Kuzma is at the free throw line shooting too. The first free throw will knock this in. Kyle Kuzma has definitely tried to give all what he had to do. Just get the lead up for one. Naismith's checked out as Shepard's checked back in.
Well, I was really not noticing about Kyle Kuzma. It just needs to get this hard times step right.
And Kuzma will set the second free throw in to carry the 1-point lead again. 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Off to Nembhard with the finish drive, and there's the bucket and one. That one is on Nembhard. He goes the other way, and the foul is on Bobby Portis Jr. Oh, what a great cut in motion. That happens with Nembhard after receiving that foul.
And he's really giving out what he can do. That one just made a good cut.
After the foul by Bobby Portis Jr., he's at the free throw line shooting one. Nembhard knocks it down. 2-point possession game, back and forth. Bucks trail by 2. East Portis Jr. now gives to Rollins. Brings for 3 for the lead. No good. That was back to Toppin as he gives it over to Shepard. He'll now have it back to Nembhard as he will now take a swing over to Toppin. Toppin. Give the pass over to Shepard as he will have it again at Obi Toppin. Fades the shot. Brown Portis Jr. He can't get it back with the rebound as it's stopped by Bobby Portis Jr. And Kuzma is off to Portis Jr. for 3. That rolls in and out. Miles Turner getting his 4th rebound down. Now he will swing it to Halliburton. Setting a screen here for Turner. He'll have it over to Turner. Faded that pass. We'll get a drive in there for the number 2. Miles Turner with 6 points to the game, under 3 minutes remaining in the third. And Rollins will have the timeout to give with under 3 minutes remaining in the third.
This was no deliberate. They really have been pushing the wings up and around.
And there was no obsession to that. We grow basketball in the first round, and then we win. We grow to the next level. It will be our great moment to bring it all from here. It is a 62-58 game in the third quarter. Be back after this. With our next game underway here soon, as we will have later tonight, we have the Hawks facing against the Cavaliers back at Rocket Arena. And then later tonight here, as we will have the 9:30 p.m., it will be the Nuggets facing against the LA Clippers back in Mile High, as this will be our next game in game number 5. And of course, we will definitely have our first look in the range between the first round between the ultimate matchup between the New York Knicks and the Celtics, and then the other side will be all determination for the Wolves against the Warriors. You'll see what happens in between the Warriors if they win against the Lakers, and if they don't, then the Lakers will win, and it will head to game number 6. That'll be all next games here, only on Sun on Beast. Check it out here for David Aldridge. He's been talking with Doc Rivers as we've really been appreciated. As he's really been saying this, we are really pushing things up. We're a little down by a lot, but don't get over complaint. We just really have to get back into it. So that way we have a lot more room to give that one another better score. It's not really what you do. You just need to get better at it. Well, it's better when I've seen. But Doc Rivers is really like talking to one of the coaches, and somehow they're monitoring really well. It's really, as we kept it out, all of that sudden, they weren't really sure about what was going to happen with that. Wow, not for it. That's definitely from Shepard after that ball steal. Rollins against Halliburton. Watching in with the drive, slipped away, stolen by Halliburton. Walker will have it again to Halliburton, and he will try to set a screen. It's back to Walker. Walker will reset it again to Halliburton. Halliburton trying to watch it in, and he now finds Mofferin. Mofferin on Giannis Antetokounmpo, trying to get to Halliburton. Trying to make a step back for the 3. Unbelievable! He just done it again. 17 points in the game.
How does he make that something? I just don't get this. Halliburton's making a three-pointer like a back step. He really has so at all. But he didn't.
Halliburton against Porter Jr. Trying to watch him middle on a chance, and he's fouled. That'll be Monford's first personal and their second team foul for Indiana.
That pointer is definitely going to get robbed. It's definitely not turning to be that exciting. Now that Porter Jr. is heading to the free throw line shooting too.
Free throw coming up here for Milwaukee Bucks. They're adding and never increasing for the free throw percentage to get into the free throw line, to get some little back steps to get right to here. Porter Jr. missed the first free throw. And the new replacements will be for Damian Lillard and, of course, Gary Trent Jr. as Rollins and Green are checked out. Pacers are trying to work this way often to look for a block shot, but seemed like it's not turning well easy at all. And as Porter Jr. knocks it down, here's Halliburton. Off the pass again to Mofferin. Mofferin, pass to Halliburton for another 3. That rolls in and out. Giannis Antetokounmpo on the rush. Here's Porter Jr. The 3 ball goes in. It's a 5-point possession game in the third quarter. What is going on over here? It looks like the Pacers are definitely not just working out off so well. Toppin now has it again to Halliburton. Halliburton pass to Toppin. Toppin pass to Mofferin. Mofferin to Halliburton. 5 to shoot. Try to get over around Lillard and good. Halliburton with 19 points and Mofferin with the assist. Here's Lillard on Halliburton. And a pass, the alley-oop successful to Antetokounmpo. That was Damian Lillard to give that huge successful pass. No way in my word, it's just not in my house. They wouldn't just understand that Damian Lillard was able to get that good set. He really had that one flying ball high right over to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Down to 4 seconds. Halliburton got to give it over. Walker for the buzz beater, and that one will roll in and out. 71 to 66 is the score, and we've got one more quarter remaining. Will the Pacers win this game, or will the Bucks get in for a road win and head back to Milwaukee for Game 6? Fourth quarter is next when we come back after the break. Let's have a moment to reveal the State Farm assist of a game.
Well, there may just be one reason, and what we are looking at is the alley-oop one. This pass goes in with Halliburton, and this gives to Siakam the right set. This needs to be a change-off that they have to get. Moment in real cases, more lives have changed.
Final quarter about to get ready in Indianapolis as we are finishing up here. For those of you who are joining us here, we played 3 quarters. We have the last quarter remaining. That's why we have a group here. It's Lillard with Lopez and Tyree Brunson shooting guard. Kuzma's the small forward and Antetokounmpo in power forward. After a ball turnover for Milwaukee, here's McConnell. He'll give that pass again to Mofford. Mofford gives to Siakam. Siakam will around the cut, and he will drop it in. Siakam's got 17 points, 73-66 to score.
They don't really kill it off. All that they know about Pascal Siakam, he was really on his next ring. Higher range, he's going to place back to his next one.
Nembhard now finds again a Turner. Turner. Pass again to Mofford. Mofford gives to Siakam. Siakam back to Mofford. Mofford with a shot. That one will not get a rebound here for Siakam as he'll get back to Lillard. Here's Antetokounmpo. Rolls it to Prince. Rebounded it. And it's back to Antetokounmpo. Kumpo, find a pass. That one gets to Prince with a drop-in layup. And that will be Antetokounmpo with the assist. McConnell with the ball, has it over again to Turner. Turner will try to get to McConnell and never try. We'll have it again to Mofford. Mofford rolls to McConnell with a shot. Over the head chart is no good. Kyle Kuzma, right toward wing. Finds Antetokounmpo with a 2-pointer. And that drops it out. McConnell with the rebound. He'll have his second rebound of the night as he's off down to Mofford. Mofford looking some more, open some passes, I hear him. McConnell has it again to Nembhard. Nembhard gives the pass to McConnell. McConnell gives to Nembhard. Backstepper for 2. That misses. Rebounded by Prince. And here's Kuzma on his way down. His shot goes off the target. And Nembhard with the rebound. He's off to get McConnell. Bounce passes. Over to Nembhard on the shot. Layup is off the mark. But it will roll it into a rim. Nembhard has never seen it like this. He gets 7 points. He's all over this right now. I mean, you gotta stop this now. All what happens with Nembhard, he's really like taking the pressure in, and he's really showing it off. This crowd is electrified. Turner will send it over to McConnell. McConnell pass finds the Mofford. Setting our play screen. Pascal Siakam for a step back deep 3 will not get it to go as Lopez will have another rebound back to Lillard. Here's Prince, sends to Antetokounmpo. Lillard for 3. That rolls in and out. Nembhard with the rebound. And the Pacers will have it again to Turner. He'll try to get back to Nembhard. Nembhard. Give to Turner. Backstep around Antetokounmpo is good. Miles Turner with 8 points in the game, 4 out of 5.
This field goal is going to make it electrical. This won't be like the day it happens with.
Antetokounmpo, back to Lopez. Finds Prince. Prince, over to Lopez on a drop hammer on a sling. This will be a timeout again for Indiana. 4:09 remaining in the fourth quarter as we're under the 5-minute mark in the regulation quarter. And they are looking for a nice play to tie this drought.
Oh, they were sure to be able to get this one in there. I was not really accepted to that. This wasn't my only time. That simple is really going to make us mark down to under that release of that carriage spot.
it's going to make somebody else trip up for some reasons. In just a few moments, we will have our next part of the game as the Lakers battle against the Warriors for the west coast of the rival matchup, as this will be game number 5 back in Los Angeles at the Crypto.com Arena. That'll be our next game to get the eyes on the cover to show us what's going on with the next step. This will be the next play to give this thing another work, but this time we're doing Mile High against the Clippers on the other side of it first. Let's change it up a bit. And then later at 10 p.m. will be the Lakers and the Warriors for later tonight. Okay. I can go with that. Great idea. And as the new substitutions on the floor, Neesmith is looking for his next change. And now for McConnell, he's back on that court. Let's see what he can do. Nemhard, finding over to McConnell as he talked to him. David Aldridge he's been really trying to show it off with his shuffle. Siakam's really late on his performance energy. The most of the time, oftenly, was not really the big chain off that he really showed it off. And what he did was, he really had to play like his sacrificing of the game to give this one a sledge in their own zone. There was no change off that he really done for, and it was all he had done for to give that one a better change. And there's the foul, another one for the Pacers. Oh, that's really bad news. You know, I was not standing out with Neesmith. He's really like giving it all. And he's been really knocked out. Not good. Free throw coming up for Damian Lillard to stop the clock at 3:41 remaining. They're bringing it back down by 5 if he makes both free throws. He drops the first free throw. This is what happens with Damian Lillard. He's really like showing it off. This crowd is not going to make him like, we really have to be playing it for better. Damian Lillard drops 2 free throws, back down by 5. And he's up to TJ McConnell. Sets it over to Turner. Turner. Give it to Nemhard. Nemhard swings to Neesmith for the 3. That's good. Number 3 for Neesmith. He has 5. And it's now a 8-point possession. Prince finds Lopez. Lopez looks to Prince. Prince trying to get off the defender. 3 for Kuzma. It's good. They're back again. Rolling it over and under. Now it's changing over to a 5-point possession game. Oh, what are they doing now? They're really giving up. And scored by Lillard. Here he comes. And scores a drive. Timeout. Indiana Pacers. They are rolling it back down by 3. Pacers need some time to give some new change to play it through. You know, they just really can't play it up. They can't find anyone. They have to fix it up. Or otherwise, if they don't do this, then this is going to definitely be a big problem that you're going to get off to. Nobody is really liking the crowd afterwards. And what they don't see the change up is, this is what the Warriors need some fix changes. It's not really trying to be easy enough. They have to be playing together the right time. As we look over between the Bucks and the Pacers, 26 and 24 rebounds. And it was 29 over 22 assists. 6 steals over 4. 1 block for the Bucks over 0. Then both teams had 6 turnovers, but there was no change to give points off to. So there is nothing on here that was given to team comparisons. They had 56 here for the Pacers on the field goals, and only 53 3-pointers, plus 100% free throws. And now it's time to present your New Balance Player of the Game. Tonight's Player of the Game goes to Tyrese Halliburton. He was really staggering. What can you say now for the point guards? Really, as everyone's been achieving it during some all-time effort. Tyrese Halliburton looking for his game winning here in Game 5, and he does it. He'll make a finish and will continue his next journey into the NBA playoffs to play for the winning team between the Hawks or the Cavs. Let's find out what his closing quarter will look like. DJ McConnell with the ball. Back to Nemhard. Nemhard. The pass to McConnell. McConnell swings off. Neesmith. The pass to Nemhard. Nemhard for the finish. Finding Neesmith. Great D as they're moving around. McConnell for three. Missed again. Rebound by Lopez, and Kuzma's back the other way. Prince for the tie. It's good. 80-point possession. We are all even in. 12-3 run in the last 2 minutes.
They're just going to get back into it. They really are just pushing their limits out. There's no boundary. They have to get moving now.
Only 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Siakam for the finish. They can't get the rebound in. Antetokounmpo rolls in. Prince, good. They take the lead up for 2. Now here's Nemhard. And it's Halliburton waiting impatiently. Nemhard will he make the finish? That was a tough shot. He makes the number 2-pointer. Nemhard's got 9. Prince with 12-13. Let's see if they can try to stop one. Antetokounmpo need to roll it out from here. In middle. Change. Lillard for 3. Missed. Turner takes it over with 90 seconds remaining. And as Neesmith will have it right toward the way nearing the 990-second mark. McConnell gives to Neesmith. Looks to Siakam. Siakam. McConnell. Giving it over. Here's Siakam. For the 2. Off the rim. Final minute of the fourth quarter. Here's Kuzma for 3. No. Naismith back to Siakam. Here's the finish. Toward the middle. Drive. Gets it back. And he will get it in. Tough shot. It's now a 2-point game for the Pacers. Second to last timeout for the Bucks.
No question. How would you say that Siakam definitely has that beating thing? I've never seen like this afterwards. There was nothing but I just really seen this.
It's crazy. All I know now is that the Pacers are really trying to keep that strong afterward. Now they need to work on some man-to-man and try to cover it all.
Well, this is all they have to do. Under 50 seconds. They have a lot of time left, and they just really have to just try to keep playing. It's a 2-point possession game. Let's keep it winning.
Now Tyrese Halliburton will come in for TJ McConnell. As right now McConnell is finished, and back to the starting 5 will be Halliburton, Neesmith, Nemhard, Siakam, and Turner. Let's see how this finishes for the regulation, starting now. Here's Antetokounmpo. Nemhard watching him. With the take. Antetokounmpo for the 2. Dropped it. Rebounded it. It's taken away. And it's rebounded by Turner. This has been a back and back forth. Nemhard with the rebound. That is a big change.
Well, you never know what was going to happen. That Miles Turner was making a great rejection. That's the block that are putting it back in.
Siakam with the ball. Halliburton for the 2. That's good. Number 3 for the Pacers. They're up by 5 and the final timeout for the Bucks.
Look how they're doing this. This fan home crowd is stunning. They really have given it all, everything. No chance. No. They were not supposed to let this happen again. Until then, they really have been backed out for some reasons. There was no change that they were ever have to do. They just really have to keep on playing it like they do it for a year.
Just about 17 seconds left. No timeouts for the Bucks, but there will be only 1 timeout remaining for Indiana. For the hope for the Bucks. Here's Lillard for three. Dropped out. And this will get to Neesmith as he'll have it over to Nembhard. There'll be intentional foul on the Bucks with his third personal. Just one foul will remain. And that's Halliburton. He'll head to the free throw line, and this will be a 1-on-2 free throws. And 14th personal is on Damian Lillard.
At the line for Indiana, Tyrese Halliburton, 2 shots.
Halliburton drops one.
This is going to be a special night. When he wins, they're going to move into the next round.
And he makes the second. For the hope. And as of now, brings for three. That will make it in, but it won't be enough. Indiana moving on to the next round. They beat the Bucks 89-85. What a win in Indianapolis.
Well, that's when you don't get this thing excited for. That happens with Indiana. The Pacers, they've done this thing again, and they couldn't have done it better without them.
And for the finish, let's head over to David Aldridge. And we don't have to. For that, he really has been showing off to make things in. Watch some big stars, watch some actions. Along with my broadcast partner, as David Aldridge in court, center court, with Peter Mitty, I'm Tyler Bees. Thank you for watching the first game of the playoffs. We'll see you next time.
Alright, thank you guys very much. Indiana Pacers has struck it out, and they took down the top seeded at the number 4 spot, and number 5 for the Milwaukee Bucks. This was not even close enough, as the Pacers are moving on to the next round. And they will be playing against the winning team between the Cavaliers and the Hawks, but we will see them later tonight at 7 p.m. It's going to be a biggest on that take. Well, my, oh my. Without saying about Tyrese Halliburton, he was really like making the finish look easier. More likely though, I wouldn't believe that if it would have changed for anything. And now, here's how they did with his whole statistics. Here they are. 55 for the field goals for Indiana Pacers. Then it was 43 three-pointers. That was for Milwaukee Bucks. 100% free throws for Indiana Pacers. 29 fast break points for Milwaukee. 44 points in the paint for Indiana. 6 second chance with 25 bench points for Milwaukee. 30 assists here for Indiana. Then it was 7 offensive rebounds. Just Milwaukee. Defensive rebounds was 27 for Indiana. Then it was 6 steals for Milwaukee. 1 blocks. Both teams, they finally got that. First, it was Brook Lopez, the start of the first quarter, and then Miles Turner had that block. That is no chance that they were doing it for. 6 turnovers from Milwaukee Bucks. They've been knocking it through. 14 fouls, Indiana Pacers. 10 dunks for Milwaukee with 10 biggest leads, and 18:51 was their time possession. It was all that they did. They just couldn't get that one done straight. Well, I feel you now. Indiana's going to definitely get things on and move into the next round. Now let's take a look and see what happens with the 3-star players in the game, starting with the 3rd star. As we get a great look of it, as I got to give it over to all the 3 players that done the best, starting with Obi Toppin. He had 12 points with 2 rebounds and only 1 assist. 5 out of 7 field goals with 1 3-pointer, and just 2 dunks massively with 14 performance effort. Now the 2nd star player goes to Pascal Siakam. 19 points with 5 rebounds, just only 2 assists. 9 out of 16 field goals, and only had 1 3-pointer out of 3 that had missed. 1 dunk, 25 performance effort. That was no suffer to give that one a nice driving attack. Sneak up forward with the layups. There was no stopping to this one. And your 4-star player of the game for the New Balance goes to Tyrese Halliburton. 24 points with only 7 assists, and he made 7 out of 12 field goals with 4 out of 6 3-pointers. Just 39 performance effort. I mean, can you believe the rookie is grabbing a new next level? There was no change-up that they really have to play for. They need to pay it quickly. And now we'll do to wrap things up for the first game. Thank you all for watching, and the next game will be the Nuggets against the Clippers in Mile High.
If you're joining us here for the next game, we'll get you right on the other side to see what's going on the Western Conference for the first part of the game for the doubleheader of the afternoon.
In the meantime, we are out of here. Take care, everyone, for us a while. It's the NBA playoffs on 2K25 dial.
This is Jay and Infamous Beast. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Good night in Indianapolis. So long in Indiana.
If you don't, somebody will.